All right, so today we're going to review our Unit 4 test on 2D and 3D geometric concepts. Let's take a look at number 1. So for number 1, it says if one face of a cube has an area of 6 inches squared, what is the total surface area of the cube? So I'm looking for the total surface area. So this is a net. This tells me that the face has an area of 6 inches squared. Remember, whenever you see that inches squared, you know it's already the area. So if this is a cube, that means all of the faces are the same. So the sides and the bases are the same. So I'm just going to put the area in each box. And I have 6 of those. So 6 times 6 gives me 36. So my answer is B. Next. It says the dimensions of a rectangular pyramid are shown. What is the volume of this rectangular pyramid in cubic feet? So I am looking for volume. I know that the base is a rectangle because the base is in the name. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with the formula for volume of a pyramid, which is volume is equal to 1/3 times area of the base times height. Remember, big B is area of the base. So I'm going to go ahead and shade my base, and I draw my base off to the side and label it so that I can find the area of my base. I know the formula for area of a rectangle is base times height. So I'm going to go ahead and break big B down before I substitute for my formula, which is base times height of the pyramid. Remember, those two heights are different. So I know the base and height of my base are 4 and 8. So I have 1/3 times 4 times 8. And then I'm going to multiply that by the height of the pyramid, which is 6. 4 times 8 gives me 32. So I have volume is equal to 1/3 times 32 times 6. Okay, so I do 32 times 6. That's 12, 19, so 192. So volume is equal to 1/3 times 192. Remember, multiplying by 1/3 is the same thing as dividing by 3. So I'm going to divide 192 by 3. 3 goes into 19 6 times. That's 18. Subtract, get 12. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So my answer is 64 cubic feet. So H should have been your answer choice. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 says a utility line runs underground Shane's rectangular backyard. Shane is not allowed to dig within 3 feet of the utility line. The diagram below shows the dimensions of Shane's backyard in feet. The dashed line represents the utility line. So I know this is the utility line that I cannot dig within 3 feet of. Okay, so it says, what is the area in square feet of the part of the backyard which Shane is allowed to dig, right? So I know he's not allowed to dig here, but he is allowed to dig here and here. So this reminds me of area of the shaded region. So I have 2 rectangles here. So first, I'm going to take the whole backyard, right? So I'm going to find area of the entire backyard. So area equals space times height. So if I take that and label it, that's 22 by 17. Okay. Then I'm going to take the area within that Shane cannot dig. So if it can't go within 3 feet of the utility line, that's 3 feet this way. and 3 feet this way. And so 3 plus 3 gives me 6. So that rectangle is going to be 6 by 17 because of the height here. So once I find the area of both of these rectangles, I will then subtract. So I have 22 times 17. And then I have 17 times 6. Okay. So when I do 22 times 17, it's 14. 14, 15. I add the 0 and then I multiply. I add. So I have 374 for the entire backyard. But I don't want to know the area of this entire backyard. I want to know where he can dig. So that means I need to find the area of this space, which is here. And so I'm going to do 17 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 102. So if you can see, both of these are answer choices. But let me go back and make sure I answer the question. Where is he allowed to dig? This is where no digging. And this is the entire backyard. So the last step that I'm going to do is I am going to subtract the two numbers. So I get 2, 7, 2. So A should have been your answer choice. A small circular fish pond at a park near Rudy's house has a radius of 6 feet. Which of the following best represents C, the circumference of the pond? So I know I was given a radius of 6. Then if I looked at my star chart, the formula that has circumference with radius is 2 times pi times radius. So what I'm going to do, I have 2 times pi, and I substitute 6 in. Remember, we multiply our whole numbers first. And so I have 2 times 6, which is 12 pi. Well, looking at my answer choices, I know they're all in terms of pi, and 12 pi would have been your answer. So it says two congruent squares in a parallelogram were used to form the figure shown. What is the area of the figure in square meters? So I have two congruent squares, which means those squares are the same. And then I have a parallelogram. I want to find the area of all of this. So I need to find the area of my parallelogram as well as my square. So for my square, I draw it out. We know that's a 3 by 3, but I have two of those. So I'm going to put times 2 inside so that I don't forget to multiply that by 2 again. And then for your parallelogram, you have 2.826. Both have the same formula, base times height. So I substitute. I have 3 times 3, which gives me 9. So each square is 9. And I'll multiply that by 2, and that then my base is 6, and my height is 2.8. So I'm going to do 2.8 times 6. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 4, 12, 16. I have one number behind the decimal, so I need to have one number behind the decimal, and that's 16.8. So now I add all of these together, so I have 16.8 plus 18. Remember, when you're adding and subtracting decimals, those need to line up. So this is 8, 14, you have 34.8. Okay, Now, number 6 says a small radio station broadcasts in a circular range with a radius of 20 miles. About how many square miles is the area covered by this range? So I'm looking for the area. Okay. My formula for area of a circle is area is equal to pi times radius squared. Well, now I look at the information that's given to me, and I have a radius of 20 miles. Now all I have to do is substitute that in. So I have pi times 20 squared. Remember, 20 squared is 20 times 20. So if I do 20 times 20, I can add my 0 and I get 400. So remember, pi is 3.14. So we have 3.14 times 400. So then I do 400 times 3.14, 16, add a 0, 0, 0, 4. I add 2 zeros here, and then I can start 0, 0, 6, 5, 12. Two numbers behind the decimal, two numbers behind the decimal. So the area is 1,256 square miles. Next, it says a ring toss toy is composed of a rectangular prism on top of a cylinder. The rectangular prism is completely filled with water. The dimensions of the rectangular prism are shown in the diagram. What is the volume of the rectangular prism? So I'm looking for the volume. My formula for volume of a prism is area of the base times height. Well, the shape of my base is a rectangle, and that's a 2 by 9. Okay, so I need to remember that the formula for area of my base is base times height because that is a rectangle. So I have 2 times 9 times the height of the prism, which is 15. 2 times 9 is 18. So now I have 18 times 15, 40. 9, add a 0, 8, and 1, 0, 17, 270. 270 cubic centimeters. So here you have a container in the shape of a triangular prism, and it's used to hold a slice of pizza. What's the volume? So my formula is volume is equal to area of base times height because it is a prism. But my base is not a rectangle, it is a triangle. So my triangle is 10.8 with a height of 7.2. My formula for a triangle, area of a triangle, is 1/2 base times height. And then I have the height of the prism, which is the distance from here to here. We do not want the slant height at all. Okay, so I'm going to substitute in my numbers. I have 1/2 times 10.8 times 7.2 times the height, which is 1.5. So here I get volume is equal to 1/2 times 116.64. And then I need to find half of that, which is 58.32. So F should have been your answer. So last but not least, we are looking for the lateral surface area. So that just means the sides. Since this is a triangular prism, the bases are the triangles and we're only looking for the sides. Here you find the area of these two rectangles, which are both 14. And then you find the area of this rectangle, which is 4. I did 14 times 2. That gave me 28. because the two of these are 28. I add 4 and I get 32. Your answer should have been 32.